Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome to The King is Watching. This is a really interesting 2D pixelated strategy game that's kind of a blend of strategy but really more of like puzzle and figuring out what is the most optimal way to set up your small kingdom. The kicker with this game is that when the king or yourself isn't looking at certain tiles on the map, they aren't generating resources. So for instance, if we were to take our our eyes off of the lumber area, they wouldn't produce wood or they wouldn't produce farm wheat, things of that nature. It's a really interesting premise and it's a lot of fun, albeit it is a bit difficult once you start really figuring out the min-max of it all. So what we're going to do, we're going to start a new round. As you can see, I do have a little bit of a head start. We've got a lot of upgrades here. I played a handful of times through just to kind of figure out everything as it is. So we have a lot of stuff to go through here. But first, we're going to start out with a sawmill. We're going to kind of get things running with a couple of sawmills, which are going to allow us to have a good amount of production for wood, which will eventually allow us to build things like a farm, eventually a market so we can sell resources, and then on to our other goods. You can see here that we have a multitude of resources. We have wood, wheat, flour, we have clay, iron ore, iron ingots, and gold. And then over here is our maximum number of units that we are allowed to have. So you can see here that I'm not making units or anything if I don't have my eyes on here. So what we can do though, is that we can expand our vision at the cost of, well, for right now, 40 gold and 10 wheat. Now we have to make money in order to do that. So what we need to do is build a market to sell different goods, which are all over here. We have 1 gold for 1 wheat, 3 for a flour, 2 for an iron ore, and then 4 for an iron ingot. So those are very much worthwhile for us if we want to go that route, and I definitely think we should. We kind of have to. So what we're going to do now, we're going to work our way up into our wood production because we do need to make a camp, which we could see is well in the way of going. So we're going to sell our wheat for 1 gold per day at the consumption of 1 wheat. So we will be breaking even at the moment, which is totally fine with me. No issues with that. What we want to do is we want to get to a camp. Now a camp, as you can see, takes 10 wheat per warrior. So we really want to be mindful of that. Now what we can do, we can move ourselves around and what we see and what we have access to. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to work on making our militia since we have a wave in 4 weeks. We can also double speed. That's part of one of the upgrades that I've gotten. And we're basically just going to wait until we can purchase for greater vision because I do think that will really, really help us. All right, cool. We have our first little wave of attack. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to turn this off to where it doesn't sell because remember, our vision isn't on it. But we're also then going to turn our eyes over to, oh, let's turn this off. That'll be better. So we're going to not purchase anything or sell anything. And instead, we're going to kind of focus our mindset on getting some things so we can start expanding our military, making sure everything works that way. We're holding them off fairly well. It's not super fantastic, but it's not awful either. And as soon as we're kind of up and running fully, we can kind of move on. Now, the only thing is that things get more difficult as we go on. So there's not like a hard set objective that we're trying to do. It's quite literally just survival of the fittest is what it equates to. So now that we're over here, we're kind of done. We have our maximum number of units. We're going to have these guys focus on creating more of their stuff. And this is where we kind of have to start getting a move on. So we can totally do a farm down here, but what I want to get to is I want to get to an iron mine. So what we might do is we're going to go ahead and sell this. And we're going to start selling our wheat now that we have a good abundance of it. And it's going to allow us to get into an iron mine and eventually into a forge, which will allow us to forge the iron into ingots, and our ingots are what sell the most. So we kind of do want to focus on that. We're all good here. There's our iron mine. Let's go ahead and do this. Now, one of the cool things is we don't just have a camp for militia. Eventually, we can build a swordsman's barracks. That swordsman's barracks is going to, here, let's go ahead and stop this because I'm tired of that blinking. Swordsman's barracks for 10 gold and 5 ingots. We'll transform them into swordsmen, which will make them significantly stronger. So that's something we definitely want to do without a doubt. But I think for right now, what we really, really want is we really, really want to start working on building our forge so that we can, actually, let's do this for a second. What I want to do is I want to get to my 10 ore, and I already am at my my wheat. And then when we port over to here and we start selling our ingots for 4 per, we can purchase this just as soon as it's available to us. We could also go ahead and get a swordsman's thing, which we probably should do pretty soon. Boom. Okay, so now we have a lot going on here, and I absolutely love it. Here we go. That's going to be our most optimum setup for the time being. You can see here that we need to get 20 ingots and 100 gold in order for that to work. But remember, we need 10 gold and 5 ingots in order to make this work. So what we're going to do is we are going to produce our ingots. We're going to upgrade our vision, and then that should give us a full 6 cells. And then we can start transforming our militia into swordsmen, and that's where things get really fun. Boom. All right, so that's where we're at right now. It's going to cost 10 gold and 5 ingots. Of course, we have the capacity for that, 100%. And you see it's going to start transforming them into what we need. Bada bing, bada boom. Those are going to be warriors that are a bit more effective. I want to make sure we transform everyone possible. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to sell our ingots so we can start transforming everyone. I want to get everyone upgraded before we move along. Now, one of the cooler parts about this game that I enjoy is the upgrades, obviously. And we now have an arena here, which provides a 30% bonus damage to your fighters while it's active. Now, they don't stack, but still, that's a pretty daggum good bonus if you ask me. And so then what we can also do is we can build a hospital, and that hospital will allow us to be able to build all the things that we need to build and heal our units as well, which is a pretty cool thing in my opinion. So we're definitely wanting to do that. We're going to go ahead and plop that over here, and I am going to go ahead and just focus on them for the time being. We're going to let them heal everyone up. There we go. And then we're going to come over here. We need a bit more wood in our current resources. So let's go ahead and focus on that. Going to sell our wheat at the same time because we kind of want to min-max our time here to the best of our abilities. All right, we've got a big boy here. Let's see how we handle it. Oh, haven't been doing the right things anyways. Son of a biscuit. Take him down, Legolas. That is a beefy dude. Holy cow. Oh, we defeated the boss, but it looks like there may be more of them coming. Okay, so that was technically kind of the end. And we survived, so I'm good with that. We're going to get our greater vision here soon, and that's going to really open things up for us because it will allow us to have a full 9 tiles, which again isn't everything, but that is still the point of the game, is that you're not allowed to do absolutely everything, which is totally fine as well. There we go. No, that's brilliant. I absolutely love it. We're going to try and get to 15 as well. Not quite sure how or if that is even going to be possible. But we're going to do that. I wasn't impressed with the flower dragons, plus that requires us to not be using these guys. And I don't like it, so I'm not going to use them. And then we need to start selling a little bit more of our gold here, or our iron ore, because we have an overabundance of it. Could actually sell our wheat as well. And we're almost there. Boom. So that is the maximum that we can crank out, people. This is the best that we can do, but I absolutely think it's a fantastic and awesome. Yeah, we're rocking it. And we can even start selling our wheat and stuff at the greater price of the flour. So we're cranking in, what is that, 6 a day? That is bonkers. And it's amazing. Here's a big group of people. Took it like champs, man. Took it like champs. All right, so we're in a pretty solid position. I kind of want to see how far we can go. See how many weeks, see if we can't get to like 300 weeks or something. I don't even know. I don't even know if that's possible, to be completely frank, but we'll see. Holy cow, we may be done here, ladies and gentlemen. They've got like dragon lizard things. That's a bit intense. Our people are actually holding off pretty daggum well. Okay, I am legit surprised that that worked. We need to come over here, though. We need to have them harvesting stuff pretty quick. Because, again, it takes 10 gold, 5 ingots to upgrade a swordsman. And we're not in that mode right now. They've been consuming a whole heckin' lot lately. But we are at week 229. I want to try and see if we can't push 300. We have plenty of gold. I don't even need any of that stuff. We just want to focus on everything else. Just being able to recruit enough people is more than what we can handle at the moment. Yeah, this is where we may get lost in the sun here. Oof. Oof. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're lost. I don't see much hope. Now, we could have built another barrack somewhere, but it's not worth it. We're done. We're donezo. But ladies and gentlemen, that was a lot of fun. That was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And I don't even think that we could crank out someone there. Oh, we did end up winning. Wow. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to try and see if we can't stay alive then. Because that would be ideal. You know, death is not preferable. Yeah, I don't know about now. We may be out there now. Legitimately may be out there now. Yeah, we definitely are. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and a look at The King is Watching. You can totally wishlist it now, and if you're here for the demo, well, you can do that as well. You held strong and made it to week 248. We gathered tons of gold and everything else. You can take a lot of stuff with you. One rewarded for every 50 weeks. Well, we didn't get that. So we should have, but we didn't. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, support the channel by giving the video a like, subscribing to the channel, turning on those notifications, but also leaving your comments in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. This is Havoc, and I'll see you in the next one.